Welcome to Authors Chat.
All right, so I've been feeling led more and more to do video recordings, feeling led to do them for YouTube, and I'm like, I don't wanna, like, I don't wanna have to maintain a YouTube channel, but I felt like the Lord wanted me to be sharing my story. Even though I'm an author, I believe that He wants me to take it to another level, another step, and just with the various things that He has been doing in my life. And to this point, I have not necessarily shared things in real time. I doubt that you will have anything in real time. But of course, over time, I will try to catch up or see where this goes, because I really don't know. I like to be obedient, but I really don't know where this is going or how long it's going to be. But certainly, a journey of faith, one of resilience. Hope has been my rope. That rhymes, but yeah, hope has definitely been my rope, and it's because the Lord would have given me a promise, shown me a glimpse of my future, what's to come, and just things that are happening in life generally. And so as I navigate, I rely on Holy Spirit. But here I am today. It's now July 22nd, I believe, 2025, and I am doing this recording after a day of, I probably should not tell you today's date, but I already did. So hey, I went on the Logos Hope Ship, where I'm volunteering, and hopefully by the time I share this with you, this is gone. Because why am I even talking about that? So I had the experience of volunteering on the Logos Hope Ship, and I just felt like the Lord is pulling me towards a mission, or at least wetting my feet, so to speak. Now, I have been on a journey of faith over the last 10 years. Well, and this is not just as a believer, but on a journey into the unknown and just following in faith, believing God to do what He said He would do, and just to rely on Him to show me what's truly next. Just like Abraham in his time, when the Lord told him to leave his hometown and everything that's familiar to him to a place that He would show him. That's exactly, or as close as my story gets to Abraham 10 years ago, when the Lord really uprooted me. The truth is that that uprooting began at least 13 years prior to, or 3 years prior to the 10 years, so it would be a total of 13 years ago, when the Lord spoke to me and He said to me, Kingston. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to Kingston. I don't know anybody in Kingston. I'm going to be lost. Kingston big, mind you, I don't know nothing about Kingston. But here I am as the creation, telling the Creator, my Lord, my Abba, that I'm going to be lost. I'm going to get lost because I don't know anybody, and I don't want to go to Kingston, and all the stories that I could find to tell him, but he did not bite. Can you tell? This has been quite a journey of transformation for me, and I just want to take you along with me, if you will. By now, if you know me, you know that I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I am a Christian life and empowerment coach. I'm not here to brag or to boast in titles, but I do would like to share, the things that I do, or the ways that I could help you, or if you may be interested in the books that I've written, or any service I may have to offer. So I just put that out there as a shameless plug, but I'm really here to share my story with you, to take you along. It's been a journey of being processed, so to speak, process to becoming. I have been quite a stubborn, I could call myself stubborn. I've had a stubborn process, wanting to have my own way, having a strong will, and just rooted in what I know and what I really wanted to do. You want to do what you want to do. You have your own plans and all of that, and the Lord is seeking to twist it. And it's nothing bad, it's all for your own good. Now, let me say for my own good, because I'm really sharing my story with you. So saying you and your, yeah, it's not really connecting, is it? So let me just share from my perspective and I perspective and me perspective. So it would have been approximately 10 years ago, but let's backtrack a little bit. When the Lord told me 13 years ago, Kingston, and I kicked and screamed and all of that. I was an early childhood educator and I was doing well in my field. I was enjoying, I was becoming more emotionally attached to my career path. I believe that I was making an impact. I believe that I have made an impact, and I was just becoming attached. But in so doing, I realized that I became more and more passionate about not just teaching, so to speak, but to empower these little ones. And I taught 4 year olds. Can you imagine? I had personal development days with them, as the Lord would so have me. And the things that I encountered in the classroom setting gave me a desire to be and to do more. And even as that was happening, I was very passionate, zealous about the Lord and the things of the Lord. And so everything that I did flowed from Him, my relationship with Him, and my beingness, right? And so I was operating in that place. And so as I became more and more passionate about helping these children to do and to be better, I thought, hey, my level of qualification does not suffice. It does not help me to do more for them, even though I have such a great desire and passion to help them in their various situations. I would not be able to do that at the level that I was. And I'd say, okay, I want to become a psychologist because then I'll be able to help them and I still get to be a teacher, which has been my lifelong dream, by the way. So I did accomplish that. That's teaching, of course. So with the experiences that I had in the classroom, I said, okay, definitely need to become a psychologist because who is going to stop me from helping them? So I thought. And with that desire came a provoking to do more. But it wasn't just to do more. It took on a whole nother form where the Lord was uprooting me from what was comfortable and what I had known or what I know to be true to me and my reality. And I guess I just had enough faith. I had enough faith for Him to do what He did. And so, hey, here we are today. What is this? Basically 10, 13, 10 years later. 10 years of the actual journey. So what happened is in year 13 or 13 years ago, I said to the Lord, having told me to go to Kingston, me not knowing where I'm going or what I would be doing, I said to Him, you know what, based on my qualification, I need to upgrade. And so based on how the laws work and so on, if I get to do 5 years in the classroom, I can always go back and do the actual degree. And so I said to the Lord, all right, just allow me to do the 5 years so that if I choose to come back to this career path or actually in the classroom, then I will have ease of access. Not only that, but if I choose to go to college to pursue a degree in early childhood education, then I would have some ease or access to do so because of the time that I've spent there and the experience that I would have had. And so when I was bargaining with the Lord, I so did not realize, me telling Him, just give me 5 years in the classroom, I did not realize that I was already 3 years in. Hello, please do not vow unless you're gonna pay, because if you vow to the Lord, you're gonna have to pay. I have paid, been paying my price, and I'm still paying. It's not a bad thing, but I'm just saying, be careful of the things that you say to the Lord or that you commit to do, because you're gonna have to do it. All right, so I didn't realize that I was already 3 years in. When I was making the bargain, I was actually looking for 5 years. So I'm thinking that I would get an additional 5 years, a full 5 years. Unfortunately, I was already 3 years in, and so by the time I got to year 4, and year 4 was coming down to come to year 5, the Lord started changing a lot of things about me. My diet, the way I ate, fasting was a thing for me. It was a lifestyle daily. and some long days of fasting, or just whenever he says I would do so. And in those moments, he would speak to me, and I trusted and I obeyed, and I struggled because then I had to explain this, or so I thought, to my leadership, and I did not have the full understanding to carry the explanation that I may have needed or thought I needed at the time. And it was concerning because they were concerned about where was I going, how was I gonna get along, get by, and all of that. Because of course, from time to time, as a young person, I needed help, and so it was a concern. I trusted God, and so I did not know how it was gonna work, but I trust that He said it and it would have to work. So it wasn't for me, really. I didn't know where I was gonna go, who I was gonna stay with, how I was going to. I didn't know anything. But as I moved, He placed everything, or things were already in order, and as I moved in obedience, I came into alignment with what He had prepared for me. No, I had a transition, not directly in the direction that I wanted to go. I actually did not know that I was going to be coming to Kingston, even though that's what the Lord had said from 2013, because I already said I'm not going to any Kingston. So even when He instructed me to leave my hometown, I thought I was going in the direction of Mandeville, and I shared that information. One of the other things I learned: don't share certain details until you have actually crossed over, or you're certain about where you are, where you're going. Because I mean, sometimes it works for your good. You thwart whatever thoughts and plans, and then there's just other times that persons can thwart you in causing you to second guess, and even spreading your business before you want it to. And so I did share that I was going in the direction of Mandeville, because I've never done geography, and I just thought that based on the direction that I saw with Abraham's story, and since it's his story that's kind of parallel to mine, then it's gonna be the same direction. And I just thought that it was taking me Mandeville, but it was really taking me to Kingston. So all the plans that I had fell through. I had to take a different direction, but the Lord had already prepared a place. He had already prepared the opportunity for me to work on a project to pay for the different things that was coming up, like my moving, paying for the moving truck, asking my mom to keep my stuff, and all those other things just worked out. And then I met the person who would have brought me into Kingston, but I still did not know that I was actually coming to Kingston, right? And I transitioned. I stayed in another parish for a little while. I was unable to come outside of that parish because the Lord wanted me to do a fast. It was a set time, and He told me don't leave, and I was like, I feel like a fugitive. I feel like somebody who did something wrong and is in hiding, and I'm pretty sure I did nothing wrong at the time. And so all of that happened, and when it came time to shift, I was like, hey, I'm done my 2 weeks. I am finished with the 2 weeks that you told me to do that fasting. What's next? And believe me that a call came in, and I was like, hey, so I know the Lord is telling you to leave where you're at and come to my house, but you're telling the Lord that you don't like to be in people's space and you don't like to bother anybody and all of these things. And I am on this phone crying, my eyes out, snotty nose and all. And like, I was shocked because the Lord and I had this conversation in my heart, in my brain, in my mind, so to speak. And I never shared it with anybody. I literally had that conversation with Him in quietness, trusting that, okay, it's me and you. While meantime, He's telling my whole business. And so on that call, I was already packed and ready to go. And so when I got the nudge that, hey, all you need to do is to step out in faith, because you know what the Lord is saying, but you are choosing not to. And so, of course, I took the leap and I left. close to dawn, and I traveled to Kingston. Now, I don't know if I should be telling this story chronologically, but pretty much my journey from my hometown to the place that I didn't know I was going, or I really didn't know that's where I was going, because I already said no. So I've been on that journey of faith, and I have accomplished quite a bit that I'm sure I would not have had I been back home in that place where I was. The experiences were necessary to process in me and process out of me some things that were necessary to give birth to what the Lord was calling me to. Perhaps I will rewatch this clip to know where to pick up from, but yeah, I made it safely into Kingston. It's been 10 years that I've actually been here, and so now on the cusp of, or the coming to another milestone, I feel the nudging and the prodding to share my journey audibly. I don't know that there will be any lovely aesthetics here, but as it is right now, this is just for obedience, out of obedience, and hopefully what I share will be helpful to someone and not just a talk for talk's sake. But this is me. I am Tasherie Nicholson, should I have not introduced myself before properly, and I am an author, speaker, Christian life and empowerment coach, and I love God, and I have a great appreciation for the journey that I've been on. I'll see what else I get to share with you, or how I get to share with you as I am led. I don't intend to do long videos, but I will share with you as much as I am led, as much as the Lord wants me to, and from the aspects that He would have me to share. So this is really a call to obedience and me honoring God in doing this. I did 2 clips earlier today, but those are in relation to my the wetting of my feet into missions. You'll hear about all of that. I think this video comes before those. So yeah, this is me signing out, saying see you soon.
We break silence, we handle our harsh realities, all while honoring God, who causes us to triumph.